approach to complex problems. I'm a skeptic, like all of you, about a lot of these things, but there really is a push for genuine interagency partnerships in a way that I don't think has ever happened at the federal level. And the Secretary has pursued these opportunities aggressively. There's a whole set of working groups that has been established between staff at HUD and staff at the Department of Health and Human Services, with particular focus on the need to combine housing and services, not only on strategies to end homelessness, but also on strategies directed to aging in place and reducing unnecessary institutionalization. And there are similar partnerships in the works with the department, and some steps already taken with the Department of Energy, Department of Transportation, Veterans Affairs, Department of Education. And I expect that you will see a more developed level of these interagency proposals coming out in the 2011 budget when it's unveiled in February. And that's going to mean that for all of you in attempting to get access to federal grants, that there's going to be a need to work in a multidimensional way with partners in other silos. But recognizing the need for multifaceted solutions does not mean the solutions have to be complex. And indeed, the Secretary sees complexity of HUD programs as part of the problem. And there's really a radical simplicity in the Secretary's vision for rental housing. That similar rental assistance tools should be available to combine with capital for development, to preserve public and assisted housing, to provide demand-side tenant-based assistance. Similarity across all these dimensions in order to provide flexibility and transparency for local communities to meet their needs, for developers where needed to be able to develop more housing, and for the families that are trying to access HUD programs. And given the, what I counted as at least 11 programs in 3 operating divisions with similar but different sets of rules, streamlining these programs and simplifying them is going to be one of our key priorities. In addition to streamlining and simplification, this HUD is committed to a number of core goals that I think will resonate with you all. Serving the neediest in sustainable properties and neighborhoods, maintaining affordability, which has been a long-standing core feature of HUD's rental programs, preserving existing resources as the economically smart and cost-effective thing to do, and promoting choice in multiple ways. First of all, the Secretary really is committed to making HUD's obligation to affirmatively further fair housing a core mission of the agency and a reality. I don't know how many of you out here on the left coast, as one of your colleagues said to me this morning, have paid attention to the settlement that was finalized 2 nights ago in Westchester County. You're probably familiar that in virtually every HUD program, I think, grantees have to certify that they have signed a civil rights certification, the board chair, that you've affirmatively furthered fair housing. And I don't know about you, but in every organization I've ever been in, nobody has paid one moment of attention to what that meant. And a group of clever folks brought suit against Westchester County, claiming that they had not examined and considered the effect on fair housing goals of the various ways they were spending HUD funds. And a judge found for them in a False Claims Act case. And one of the first steps of the new administration was to broker a settlement, which was just approved by the city council, by the county council in Westchester 2 nights ago at 1 a.m. And the secretary and the deputy secretary, Ron Sims, are really committed to extending this message to all of HUD grantees, which really could make an enormous change. In addition, the Secretary is committed to the goal of deconcentrating poverty and expanding access to opportunity, but he realizes that that is a multifaceted statement. It is not just about getting people from here to there. It is also about revitalizing the neighborhoods in which they live and about preventing displacement as the vision of sustainable communities recognizes that a lot of the places that low-income people live are places that are going to become increasingly attractive to others in a world where access to the core city and transportation networks will increase demand for housing, and that we are going to have massive price pressures on the unassisted private stock. And our strategies are intended to blunt those forces as necessary to maintain real mixed-income communities. And finally, the vision of rental assistance recognizes and relies on achieving a stable, reliable, and hopefully growing stream of rental assistance dollars. Finally, in addition to all these goals, we want to be accountable for results. This is a secretary who really believes in both evidence-based policy and accountability through the numbers. So just as one example that's kind of central to this topic, in July, I think maybe 3 or 4 days after I got to HUD, the Office of Management and Budget, which, if you don't know, is the real power center in the executive branch, asked each agency to establish 3 or 4 measurable goals that were central to its mission, and to propose an outcome that it was aiming to, that the agency was aiming to achieve by 2011. And I am really pleased to be able to report that one of HUD's chosen goals, which OMB has, I think, accepted, is a substantial net increase in the number of families living in HUD-assisted affordable rental housing. And to get there will require all of us working together to preserve and make the best use of existing resources, as well as to fund additional resources. And we will have to change the systems at HUD so that in what would be truly revolutionary, HUD could actually report on the results of what it is doing. These are challenging times, and as the President likes to say, it won't be easy. But there has never been a better opportunity in my professional lifetime, which by looking around I think is somewhat longer than most of yours, to accomplish really significant changes. And I hope you will join with us to make this vision real.